This video represents my experience in transitioning and isn't reflective of what yours or another's experience may be. More importantly, this video should not be taken as medical advice in any way, shape, or form. Viewer discretion is advised. So, what's it like to transition? On June 2nd, 2021, I began hormone replacement therapy, aka HRT. And since that day, my body has changed in ways I never expected, including my brain. But transitioning is a lot more than just taking estrogen, acquiring booba, or getting that legal name change. A lot more. But for this video, I'm going to talk about the physical and psychological changes that followed starting my hormone replacement therapy. To preface, transitioning is identifying as your non-birth gender and/or introducing new hormones into your body. For example, if you're born a biologically male at birth, but identify as a woman, non-binary, or another gender besides male, then you're probably trans. In my case, I was a male at birth, and I've taken the feminization route of transitioning. It's important to note, however, that transitioning is different for everyone. My experience won't necessarily reflect that of others. Sometime in April or May 2021, I came to the conclusion that I'm actually a woman. If you want to learn more about this process, check out my coming out video. Accepting my true identity really did lift a big weight off my chest, but little did I know I was about to replace that weight with another pair of them. But in all seriousness, my emotions were swamped with happiness, euphoria, and tears of joy. I had to tell everyone, I'm trans, I'm a girl, I'm me, the real Stormi. I didn't care if I sounded annoying, I quite literally couldn't shut up about it. It was just so empowering. I was so happy, but little did I realize my journey had only just begun, and is still begunning. That's a word, right? But yeah, one of the first things I noticed about transitioning was how I suddenly conquered my fear of needles. Yeah, I do injections. While it's possible that my dental surgery may have played a role in overcoming the fear of the Sharpie Sharps, I'd say it's inconclusive at best because I'm doing the actual shots myself. But Stormi, you could have used patches or pills. And well, you're right, but transitioning has given me unexpected levels of confidence, and I want to use that boost to conquer my phobias. Anyway, I made those needles my bitch. Pre-transition, it always felt like my fears were controlling my every move, but I personally believe it was more of my gender dysphoria dictating them. I was so scared of change, but transitioning eliminated most of these worries. In doing so, I feel much stronger as a person.
Yes, get on with it!
Okay, so 48 hours after my first injection, I was already feeling different. This really caught me off guard as I wasn't expecting any type of changes for at least a few days, if not weeks. And as I went to bed that night, my body was trembling. Not because I was sick, but because I was freezing! Freezing in the middle of summer? Not only that, but I wasn't sweating nearly as much as I used to. Seriously, I used to sweat constantly. For the first 2 to 3 months, I was sleeping a lot. And I mean a lot. A welcome change for an insomniac such as myself. This makes sense because transitioning is essentially a second puberty. My body is rebuilding itself, and a growing girl needs her sleep. Am I right? And some of my dreams were extremely lucid. Like, I was actually smelling things during my sleepy fantasies, something I didn't even think was possible. One of the most prominent defining factors of hormones is facial hair, and while transitioning typically doesn't completely eliminate facial hair, it can really slow things down after a while. Body hair growth in general, minus the floof on my head anyway, all slow down quite a bit. Wait, if I'm a furry, then how do I have facial hair? Also, my face is so soft and squishy now. Booba. Yeah, I got melons. Then again, I already had a small pair before because I'm fluffy, but now they're like legit boobas. 7 months in, and I've almost completely filled up my B-cup bra. Not gonna go into the greatest of detail here lest I piss off the demonetization gods, but yeah. And of course, I got curves. This was a result of fat redistribution and pelvic tilt. This also changed the way I walk. Senses. Yeah, This was unexpected. My vision, touch, and even sense of smell all changed after starting HRT. Roughly 2 weeks into treatment, I woke up one morning and the world just looked more vivid. Colors, especially green hues, seemed to pop out a lot more. It really was like someone went into Photoshop and cranked up the saturation slider by like 50%. Everything also looks more lively and bigger. Like when I was driving home one afternoon, the road just seemed wider and I was able to see traffic pass me without even having to shift my eyes. Touch. 3 months into HRT, I started taking a more delicate approach to grabbing things. For example, opening doors. Instead of grabbing the entire handle with the palm of my hand, I started using my thumb, index, and middle fingers instead. I'm not exactly sure why this happened, but one theory I have is that my skin is a lot more sensitive to any type of physical contact. It's like I can feel objects in a much, much higher resolution, like, oh my god, pizza is so greasy, but so good. My pointy sniffer device also got an upgrade. Smells in general are a lot more potent, which has become a double-edged sword of sorts. Things that smell good smell amazing. But any kind of stink or stench is like 10 times worse. Let's just say I never got nauseous from someone's rotten body odor before until now. And then this happened. Ugh, bills. Just as my face got softer, so did the rest of my body. A lot softer. So soft, in fact, if I look at my arm the wrong way, it'll mysteriously cut or bruise itself. My skin is also really velvety, but also a lot more delicate. And on the diet side of things, I don't get as hungry as I used to. My overall calorie consumption went way down. Sweet foods taste a lot sweeter, and spicy foods don't bite my tongue as much. Also, chocolate is like my best friend. Strength. One of the most common side effects of estrogen hormone replacement therapy is loss of muscle mass. Generally speaking, estrogen favors lower body muscle development, with the upper body taking a back seat of things. Roughly 4 months into my transition, I noticed that I was using my legs a lot more to lift heavier objects. My arms' muscle tone was considerably smaller, while my legs appeared to be larger? This probably has a lot more to do with fat distribution rather than muscle tone, but still, my legs feel a lot more agile than they used to, while my arms, well... Social changes. I'm a butterfly. It's supposed to be symbolism because apparently butterflies are social? Wait, why is it called social studies if we're not learning how to be social? Anyway, yeah, I'm a lot chattier these days. I used to be quite introverted, and I'm still pretty introverted, but now it's like
diet introverted.
I still have moments where I want some alone time, but who doesn't?
Rise and shine!
Go away. In any case, I'm a lot more open about myself around friends, and more surprisingly, family members. My voice is a lot bubblier, more dynamic, and quite frankly, doesn't know when to shut up now. And then there's emotional changes. Oh my god, your persona is so heckin' cute! This was one of the very first changes I experienced, and it hit hard. I was in VR chat with a friend one night, and we went to this doggo world. I knelt down to pet one of them, and I started to cry. I was crying because I pet a pixelated pupper. But it was tears of happiness. It was such a weird sensation, but as my transition progressed, it began to feel more natural. I also cry when I get super angry now. Transitioning has been life-changing. I finally feel at peace with my body, who I am, and my self-confidence has, well, skyrocketed to say the least. And while transitioning hasn't exactly paid off my credit cards or fixed my cruise cars control, it's certainly fixing a whole lot of other problems. Problems that have haunted me my entire life. And in the grand scheme of things, well, I'm still a trans baby. This is only the beginning. 7 months is nothing. It takes years to realize the full benefits of hormone replacement therapy. And I can't wait to share what happens in the years to come. But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed my little transitional tale. If y'all want to hear more about my journey, definitely let me know down in the comments below. And of course, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, blah 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 blah. You know the whole spiel. Anyways, I'll see you all laters. Bye.